A drug legally used by dentists to relieve pain is also easily accessible and fueling addiction for more and more Americans. I'm Lee Zurich.
And I'm Tisha Powell. We're talking about nitrous oxide, also known as laughing gas. The drug has been around for decades, legally for sale online and in stores. And in some states, it's easier to buy than alcohol.
The FDA warns repeated inhalation of the gas could result in blood clots, frostbite, paralysis, and brain damage.
Reporter Ezra Kaplan introduces us to a man in Portland, Oregon, using his struggle to highlight a crisis some say is hiding in plain sight.
David Warwick may never walk again.
My spine is so depleted. I got lesions all up and down my spine.
All from just 1 year of using nitrous oxide. At first, the drug provided relief.
I wanted to forget about work and all the stress of life and how bad I felt about myself for situations, and that's what did it.
But with a high that only lasts about 15 minutes, he quickly needed more and more.
So these canisters I was using, I could put them in my coat, and I just sit there and hit it every once in a while, and nobody had a clue.
The gas became his top priority, and the rest of his life began to fall apart.
And finally it got to the point where things got so bad, and I felt so terrible about myself. I called my mom, and I said, "Mom, I need help."
Well, it rocked my world. Yeah. I knew something was going on, and I said, "What do you need?" He said, "Treatment."
Instead, he ended up in the ER, unable to walk.
Pretty much from my chest down right here, I was completely paralyzed.
Warwick went on to spend a month in the hospital and another month in a nursing facility. Recreational nitrous oxide use can result in damage to the body's myelin sheath, which insulates and protects nerves in the brain and spinal cord. Dr. Courtney Temple is a specialist at OHSU who studies the impacts.
Even with the correct treatments, sometimes patients have very, very long recovery processes and they may still be incomplete, so they may never fully recover.
Nationally, the number of nitrous oxide poisoning cases went from 28 in 2003 to over 400 in 2024. But even the experts agree that is likely a significant undercount.
A repeated use can injure the brain and the nerves, and just because it is sold in shops does not mean it is safe.
And the reality is that nitrous tanks are easy to find. They are sold at mini-marts and gas stations all over the state. You can even order them online from retailers like Amazon and Walmart. And on each tank, you'll see them marked as for culinary use only, for making whipped cream. But the colorful packaging and huge container sizes reveal their real purpose.
It's not for whipped cream. It's being advertised for people to get high on.
As David recovered in the hospital, his parents undertook the task of cleaning up the house. There were hundreds of them all over the house.
This is literally death in a can.
Canister by canister, the graveness of the situation hit home. But as David has begun his healing journey, they are feeling hope and are grateful for another chance with their son.
I've always told our kids that it doesn't matter what you do, we're always going to love you.
It's a message that David can finally hear loud and clear.
Without them, I wouldn't be sitting in this house right now. I'd be in home care.
In June of 2025, Oregon passed a law making it so you had to be 18 years or older to buy nitrous oxide.
Several other states, including Arizona and Ohio, also have legislation that includes age restrictions on nitrous products, but laws vary nationwide. You can learn more about policies to crack down on the sale of the potentially deadly gas on investigatetv.com. Just search nitrous oxide.
A steady flow of power is crucial to keeping our homes and businesses running.
But battery fires at the facilities helping to stabilize our electrical grids have raised serious safety concerns. The Environmental Protection Agency explains these fires can burn for hours and release harmful gases that pose health risks for nearby residents and first responders. While in recent years failures at these battery storage sites have decreased, the EPA says a response plan is critical when managing one of these sites.
Investigative reporter Morgan Lowe takes an in-depth look at how a battery fire outside Phoenix, Arizona, inspired a company to make changes they say could save lives.
They are used to power our modern lives, providing a place to store energy. Lithium-ion batteries pack a lot of electricity. But that power can turn unstable. They've caused golf cart fires, garage fires, car fires, airplane fires, and building fires.
These batteries, when they cook off, can get to temperatures of 3,600 degrees.
That was Fire Captain Michael Duffy at a Phoenix City Council meeting in July, warning about the dangers posed by lithium-ion batteries and the facilities that house them.
We're not talking about a Tesla car on the roadway. We're talking about an enclosed structure that is a maze.
Battery energy storage system facilities are popping up across the valley. These are just the ones owned by APS and SRP. This is what they look like, rows of structures that resemble shipping containers. They're full of racks containing batteries. This video from the University of Texas Fire Research Group shows just how fast a fire can ignite and quickly spread inside the containers to other batteries and racks, quickly going from a small fire into a roaring inferno. And this doesn't only happen in a laboratory.
We have a full-blown fire inside of one of these units.
This took place at an SRP battery facility. The plan at any of these is to let the battery that's on fire burn itself out.
Consume all the stuff that's in there, the bad gases, the chemistry that's going on, even the building that it's confined to.
Firefighters go nowhere near it because of something that happened to this firefighter. These images show the smoldering outside of the APS McMicken battery storage facility in Surprise in April of 2019. That gray mist on the ground is gas seeping out of the building.
When our Peoria firefighters opened the door, they gave this monster what it needed, which was air, and it deflagrated, it exploded. It was a freight train coming out of the door.
That explosion, called a runaway thermal event, severely injured 4 firefighters, including Peoria Division Chief Hunter Clare, who is back on the job but will never be cleared to work on a frontline fire truck again.
I had to learn to walk again. I only had one working extremity at the time. I'd broken my neck, my back, amputated my feet off, had to have those reconnected, shattered my scapula, broke bones, lots of different things that are going on, suffered a traumatic brain injury.
The investigation that followed resulted in major changes to how battery facilities are set up and monitored.
Our incident showed that there needed to be some changes within the industry.
60 miles southwest of Phoenix, you can literally see the result of those changes.
There was a moment of reflection for us, where we pulled in industry experts and said, how can we learn from this and make these systems safer moving forward? We decommissioned all of the sites that were like McMicken back in 2019 and started from scratch.
Kasdan Hall is the engineering supervisor of renewable generation at APS. He is showing us the state-of-the-art Desert Star solar battery site.
The technology is completely different.
The battery storage units are no longer indoors. There is ventilation for explosion control, and if there ever is a fire here, it's designed to burn itself out. Hall says the increase in safety is night and day for first responders.
Basically, the response is they show up, we let it smolder, let it do its thing, and then it'll put itself out, and if we need additional assistance, we'll call for it.
Not every battery energy storage system is as cutting edge as APS. There are also smaller battery systems in many data centers. But first responders in Arizona told us they are in a much better position today to respond to an emergency at one of these facilities than they were just a few years ago.
Still to come, we get insight into how an elite group trains to protect our country.
Rangers in particular are expected to be able to traverse and fight in any kind of terrain across the world.
How they prepare for battle no matter where it occurs.
Then later, a dental emergency has zookeepers performing an unusual procedure on a polar bear.
Everybody knew ahead of time what their role was and what to do and where to be in. It was so well planned out.
How a doctor who's never worked with Arctic animals helped heal the 450-pound patient.
You can watch Investigate TV Plus anytime streaming online. Get the app for Roku, Amazon Fire TV, and Apple TV. It's free to download.